This video is from MOLT, and it is called "These leaked cards will be insane in Marvel Snap." So there will probably be some cards that I am already aware of because I sometimes check the leaked cards, but maybe there will be cards that I am not aware of. So let's see what he has to say, and maybe I can offer some cool stuff about the cards showed in here. Who knows? Let's see what happens.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. My name is Michael. You can call me Molt. Hope that y'all are doing well. Today, I am still lacking sleep and lacking time and trying to be present with my family because that's what's most important here. So that's why we're doing these videos. They're a little bit easier to do than gameplay videos. They don't take as much of time for me to come up and record. And honestly, they're a lot more fun to kind of speculate. So today, going to be doing some more leaked or data mined cards that could be coming to Marvel Snap in the future. Obviously, as per usual, anytime you have things like this that are data mined, you never know what the heck's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they could change stuff because it is not officially announced or it is not officially in the game, so everything can happen, but you know what they are planning in the biggest scope of things, you know.
Also, one note, I come into these with not too much thought behind them because I think it's fun to see my initial reaction and deeper thought process live with you guys than coming in with, say, a script or things like that. So I'm gonna miss stuff. And you guys are going to miss stuff. And so I think it's fun for me to show y'all what pops into my head immediately. You know, it's like, first thing that comes to your head, what are you thinking of? I think that's cool.
Exactly.
I want you guys to comment as y'all see some of these cards. First thing that comes to your head. Could be right, could be wrong. You could mess up a keyword. You could do this, and then you realize, like, I've done that before. So we're going to go over some of these cards. I'm amped. I'm stoked. It's going to be a blast.
We will do it for sure, my dude.
First up, and again, pardon the pronunciation of any of these. If I say these wrong, let me know how to say it, because I don't know. We've got King Eitri, something like that is what I'm guessing. On reveal, give the next card you play +4 power. Okay,
so you said that you wanted the first thing that it came to mind. Why the fuck would I play this that only gives +4 power if I already have Shuri that gives double the power for less energy? They are going to change this for sure, because if Shuri is in the game, why the fuck would you play this? Tell me, please. Why the fuck would you play this instead of Shuri? They are going to change this because this is too similar to Shuri, right? I am doing the exercise that he said, that tell the first thing that comes to your mind. Well, this is the first thing that comes to my mind. Why would I play this if I have Shuri?
So the total stat line of this card is 5/7, which isn't that big of a deal. But if you think about cards that can get more power by being buffed, there's a good number of them. So let's say you are playing a Silver Surfer deck or something like that. You play King here, and then you play Brood. Brood's going to be stacked. Brood becomes a win condition at that point because it's 18 power at one location. That's mad.
Well, Brood gets better with this card instead of Shuri because Shuri doubles, but in the case of a low power card, the doubling isn't that good because Brood is 2, so it doubles to 4, but getting 4, it is better. I can see it that way, but still it isn't that big of a deal, and you are paying you are paying 5, and in a Silver Surfer deck, the 5th turn is for Zera, you know.
Mad. And if you're already playing a Patriot deck, it's even more mad. So I imagine that there would be lots of different scenarios with this to where, shoot, I mean, you could that wouldn't be as good. I was gonna say you could play it on Iron Man. That wouldn't be that big of a deal. If you could, I imagine you would see a lot of people using Wave turn 3.
Exactly, that is the way you could make it work. because in turn 5, if you are playing a Silver Surfer deck, you need to play your Zera, brother.
Maybe this card turn 4 as I don't really know. I imagine you would see it. Like, I'm trying to think of final turn plays. Okay, so with Silver Surfer, that's kind of where my mind goes initially, to Brood or to the heck is his name? What? See, that's what I'm talking about. Doing it live. The one that splits into 2.
Mr. Sinister.
Name. I want to say
Mr.
Doctor
Sinister.
Strange, but it's not Doctor Strange. You guys know what I'm talking about. 2/2 splits into 2. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Sinister.
You could do. You probably wouldn't. If you wanted to play this in, say, a death deck, you would want to wave turn 3, and then like play Deadpool, and Deadpool would immediately go up to 10 power. 1/1 +4 1/5, kill it, 10 power, boom, money moves. Crazy stuff there. Because if you played wave turn 3, played
so
this
yes,
turn,
maybe he's saying some cool stuff that maybe my initial assessment of where Shuri exists isn't that cool, but because this is better for low powered cards, in this case Deadpool, Brood, Mr. Sinister, because they are low power cards that doubling their power isn't that cool, because they won't get much from that. But still, 5 energy is still a lot. How, like Evil Power is saying here, make it a 4-drop. You know, at 4 it maybe can be useful, because yes, Shuri is better for bigger stuff and this is better for small stuff, and you get this at 4 energy too. Maybe that can be cool.
4, and then turn 5 you play. Well, you would have had to play this turn 4, turn 5 play Deadpool on another location and Venom it or whatever you might want to. That's a different scenario you could do. But also you could just add power to a card. Like, imagine this on Wong or something like that, you know? To where you could do lots of big things. So that's kind of where my mind goes initially. I know I'm missing something. So let me know. I know I'm missing something, but my mind immediately goes to Brood because I think it would be absolutely insane. All right, now this next card, a lot of these don't have names on the artwork yet, so I imagine they're even further away from happening. But if you look at the file itself, you can find these. This is Gwynpool, which honestly I didn't know
I have
existed.
seen this before, but I didn't know what it did. But I have seen the artwork before and the card, but I didn't know what it did. On reveal, double this card's power. So basically you want to bounce this.
This is Gwynpool. On reveal,
Maybe
double
with Beast. You bounce it with Beast. You play it with Wong, bounce it with Beast. Play Odin, all that bullshit. Also, you buffer before you slapping on the board. Nakia, Okoye, Shuri, the King 80 that we just watched. All that stuff.
this card's power. Okay, so you
Yes, it
could
is
play
one.
Forge, and this would be a 2/6. Just not bad. It could be a 2/6 right there.
Exactly.
So Forge into this just as a basic thing. Like you could throw this into lots of different decks because Forge is used in different scenarios, from Patriot decks with Brood, Mr. Sinister was who I was thinking, Brood, or even Deadpool, like things like that. Obviously, the same sort of scenario would apply there to Deadpool, where Deadpool doubles its power. Doubling this card's power.
Again, Nakia can buffer in your hand, bouncing her back can buffer again, something that buffer like Forge, you can buffer later too with an Odin or something like that. You can do some crazy stuff, but maybe you don't have to hyper focus on buffing her a lot of times. Just buffing her a couple of times, maybe it is worth it already for her cost. Like Nakia gives her 2, so she becomes a 2/3, so she doubles to 2/6, and that is awesome, right there, it is fucking awesome. You know, the Forge is also cool, and bouncing her back with Beast, what does it give you? The first time you play it, it is 2-2. Then you play her again, it is a 2-4. But now it costs only one cost, and that can buff other stuff like the collector and whatever. And maybe you can buff her with other stuff in the second time you drop her. I can see this card being cool. You know, you don't have to hyper focus on getting her to be a 220. That I know that Marvel Snap is a game where that happens. But if you get her to a 2-6, it is already a win for you.
Yo. They're about to buff bounce decks with this thing. Are you kidding me? You can play Beast on this. So let's just say that you forge Gwynpool, okay? So automatically a 2-6. Then you Beast it. It's a 1-12 because Beast makes it cost less. Holy cow. Bounce is about to pop off with a card like this. Am I missing something? I think that's right. And that is sick because I love bounce decks.
Bounce decks are
like
fun as
collector.
fuck.
If you don't know what a bounce deck is,
and they are difficult to pilot. You have to think a lot about what you are doing. I also love bounce deck. I have a video on my channel playing a bounce deck, which is fucking cool. I love that video. And yes, the collector gets big with all the bouncing, and you have to think about everything you do. It is a fucking cool deck. I love the bounce idea.
This is where you play cards and then bounce them back to your hand. So you got Falcon, you got Beast, you play collector with it. Ooh, oh my goodness, dude.
And there is a card that I included. I have a video where I say what are my 5 more the 5 cards that I am waiting the most for Marvel Snap from the ones that are released. And I say there that I'm waiting for the Mephisto and the Kang and the MODOK. We are getting MODOK next month. But you know what is one of the cards in there? Now that we are talking about bounce, Kitty Pryde, the X-Men, she's the one that can go through walls, because the ability that she has is that you can take her back to your hand anytime you want. So you can play her and take her back, play her, take her back, play her, take her back. So maybe that can create some crazy stuff in a bounce deck. So that is one of the cards that I want to see in the game, because that is a cool concept, let's be honest.
Pool has some
Yes, Real Raptor, that is true. Bounce decks are really vulnerable to Killmonger. That is one of the greatest weaknesses of bounce decks. So if you are seeing a lot of Killmonger in your games, maybe bounce decks is not the best thing for you right now. But if you aren't seeing a lot of Killmonger, you can give it a try to bounce deck, because they are really cool and they are really fun.
Potential. You could also, this would take a little bit longer, but you could play Hulkbuster on Gwynpool and then pull it back, and then it would be a 1-8 after that. So, my goodness, lots of cool things you could do here. Obviously, Nakia is an obvious one, or the location from Black Panther, Wakandan Embassy. Is it Wakanda or Wakandan Embassy? One of those. Gives it +2.
Wakandan Embassy.
Dope. Money. That's what you want. Especially if you get Wakandan Embassy on this and then you forge it and it's sitting at, what's that? 3, 5, goes up to 10, and then you beast it. It's a 120. Oh my gosh.
But it's like Exodus saying, in reality, it is not a 120. You have to think about all the other things you are spending energy on, and you are trying to invest a lot in here. That is why I say maybe you don't have to go really hard on this card to make the strategy work, because if you just take it to a 6, you are already winning, you know, and you don't have to make your entire deck revolve around buffing this card.
Play Ironheart with this, give it +2, bounce it back. Sheesh, dude, I'm all about this card now that I'm thinking things through here with you guys live right off the dome. Sick. Yeah, I'm about it. Now next we've got X23. When this is discarded, so discard, getting a card. When this is discarded from your hand, put it back, it costs 0. So this is pretty.
So this is similar to Wolverine. They are with these cards, they are going for the same style archetype, like the Guardians of the Galaxy all have the same type of ability. So with the Wolverine and how is she called? I don't X whatever, and you have also the Sabretooth. They all have similar abilities, and I believe it is cool. But this needs some love, brother, because let's be honest, Wolverine sucks, and Sabretooth too. They can be useful and they have their slots, but they kinda suck. So I don't know how cool this can be. When this is discarded from your hand, put it back, it costs 0. Maybe this can be cool for something like Morbius. It can also be cool for Collector. But I don't know for what else it can be cool.
Pretty much Sabretooth, but for discard. So where I see this fitting right off the jump is Lockjaw, Swarm, discard decks, okay, or Bishop discard decks. Bishcard decks are so much fun with Swarm and all that.
I believe the Collector too with Swarm, of course. I don't know if you remember, but there was a deck before the game launched, this was in the beta, that was focused on discarding Swarms, but it was with the Collector, because the Collector was really strong, and you played the Collector and discarded Swarm a bunch of times, and every time a Swarm came back to your hand, you buff the Collector. So you got a big Collector, and on top of that, you get a lot of Swarms. So maybe this can work like that too.
Stuff. You tag Swarm 0. You can just
yes, exactly. Exot. The Colleen Wing discards your lowest card in hand, and in discard decks, you always hit your Swarm. For example, that is one way you have to always hit your Swarm.
just stack things. You can final turn. You could like have a Sunspot down somewhere and just.
And yes, it is a mech card. It is a mech card. Let's be honest. This one.
Play a whole bunch of 3-cost or a whole bunch of 0-cost cards and add 6 power to Sunspot as well. So like absolutely insane. It's crazy. So yeah, X23, all about it.
This type of effect doesn't seem really strong right now. Maybe they include something in the future that gives support to this Wolverine, X23, Sabretooth stuff, you know.
I think that it's going to add a lot of fun potential to discard decks. So you guys let me know where y'all see it fitting in. It could just fit in a normal discard deck, but it will go back to your hand. And a lot of times in discard decks, you don't want that to happen. You want, I guess, I mean, shoot. Well, really, it would help out with Morbius and stuff because you can just keep on discarding it. So, yeah,
like I
pretty
said
cool.
earlier,
3/3, same sort of thing as Sabretooth to me, where when it's destroyed, it's now a 0 cost. Obviously, with that 3/3 stat line. Next, we've got Goblin.
You see, that's what I thought, brother, Real Raptor. But then I played the Hela Swarm deck, and Hela brought back every Swarm that I discarded, and I have the Swarms in hand. So there is something really weird happening in there. But then she doesn't bring back Apocalypse. So what is happening in there? Why does she bring back Swarm, but she doesn't bring back Apocalypse? That is fucking weird.
Queen. On reveal.
Because Swarm adds 2 other Swarms, so you bring back the original Swarm. Oh, all right. Now I get it. Well, now we have Goblin Queen, and the Goblin Queen has on reveal other cards can't be revealed this turn. So this is a really powerful effect. I like this, but this can work on the last turn, brother. This can work on, because if on the 6th turn you play this one, nobody reveals. That won't happen. I believe there is an extra reveal phase at the end of the game, like Dark Dimension, like Invisible Woman. So yes, maybe if you play her on the 6th turn, there comes the finish of the game on reveal effect, you know. that happens at the end, like again, like the dark dimension, and maybe it works that way. Because if no one reveals on the last turn, that is insanely powerful.
Other cards can't be revealed this turn. What? Like, people have been asking for a Cosmo counter. I feel like this is kind of a Cosmo counter in a way. Depending on how you play your decks, if you're playing
no, it is not really a
Wong
Cosmo
deck,
counter. It can
if
be,
you have
but
priority
it
and you're afraid that they're gonna throw Cosmo in front of your Wong to stop it, you play Wong turn 4. Depending if you have Psylocke, you get it down.
But then your own
maybe.
stuff won't reveal.
If you have priority next turn, you play Goblin Queen.
You play the other stuff first.
Protecting your Wong from having something happen. Especially, like, let's say that you Psylocke and then Wong on turn 3. Turn 4, you could play Goblin Queen to protect from a potential Cosmo.
I don't see it as a Cosmo counter.
And then you could play, I don't know.
It is not a Cosmo counter.
Scorpion on Wong or something. Get that other 2 cost down. And then turn 5, you could do your White Tiger before Cosmo's even revealed. Like, whatever it may be. I think there's lots of potential for this. This is definitely a control style card in where you're going to want to use this to
it is a
defend
control tool, and you can disrupt a lot of stuff with this. And I can see this card being cool, and I love this type of effects, but it is not a Cosmo counter.
Combos a lot of times. That's how my mind kind of goes with it. You want to be able to defend your combos, especially if somebody's playing, like, I don't know. I feel like the order that things are revealed in is extremely important in this game, obviously. And if you can
maybe this can work with reveal stuff, with reveal discard stuff, because you don't want to discard your Hela. You can play 2 on the 5th turn. You can play Goblin Queen plus Lady Sif, for example, and on the last turn you play Hela, and now it doesn't matter if your Lady Sif reveals, because now your Hela will bring back what you discard. That way you can use this. Other cards can be revealed this turn, you know. Your discards don't reveal until you want them to reveal. That is a way that I can see this work, for example. You have priority, then your cards will reveal even if the opponent plays Cosmo. If you don't have priority, the Cosmo comes out first and Goblin Queen doesn't activate its effect. Exactly, it is not a Cosmo counter.
Somebody from revealing something when they want to, that's pretty big. Now, I don't know how it would work if you played this final turn. So you're playing a Sarah deck and you throw this down final turn. You would actually have to play Goblin Queen last.
I believe there is a stage that we don't realize, like I said earlier, we don't realize how it works because it doesn't really affect the game right now, and this card will bring that out to life. But I believe that there is a 7th or 8th in the case of Limbo on reveal stuff that happens always at the end of the game. So it is not the same the reveal that happens on the 6th turn that the one that happens at the end of the game. And you can see this happen with locations again like the Dark Dimension and with Invisible Woman. You see that there is an extra on reveal at the end of the game. So I believe that Goblin Queen would work on the 6th turn, but then it's an extra on reveal that will happen. Of course it has to happen, because not letting anyone reveal stuff on the last turn is just insane, brother. It's insane.
But it will be a great way. Like a lot of times people will hide their Cosmos or their Enchantresses and things like that until the end to kind of mess with you. So if you have priority and you can throw down Goblin Queen, there's potential to stop people from countering you by countering their counters with Goblin Queen. I could be missing something here. You guys let me know. How does Goblin Queen feel to you? I think this is a pretty sick control card that I think a lot of people would use if they unlocked it. Now we've got Witchfire.
I like that
Your
card.
opponent draws a card, increases cost by 1. So this is like Baron. Okay.
This is the old Baron Mordo, brother, and Baron Mordo sucks. You know, Baron Mordo sucked so bad that they buffing. So the buff was the card was like this: your opponent draws a card, increase its cost by 1. That was Baron Mordo, and they said Baron Mordo sucks. Let's go to give him something, and they gave him that the card that they draw now costs 6. So it is better. It is insanely better. So if this card is the old Baron Mordo, well, this card just sucks. That is all that I can say to you right now. This card just sucks. So you could say, well, you have more stuff for a Ronan the Accuser deck with Maximus, Baron Mordo, and this card. But that will suck. You are giving too much stuff to your opponent, brother.
Baron Mordo, however you say it, makes a card cost 6. But it could also draw a 6-cost card. If you play Baron against a death deck, you can make them draw death, and it now costs 6. So there are some downsides to Baron sometimes.
Yes, there is no way they release this card like this because they already know that Baron Mordo sucked when it was like this. So why would you do this? They are going to change this for sure.
But there's also lots of upsides to Baron, to where if someone's playing a Silver Surfer and you play Baron and all they can do is play Silver Surfer final turn, for the most part, they're not going to be too happy with that. And they might retreat.
But when is that going to happen? One game out of 100 games or one game out of 20 games. That isn't consistent. You won't do that, brother. That isn't a cool concept.
Or if you end up tagging somebody's, I'm trying to think of like important 4-cost card, Wong, something like that. You tag that with Baron and it goes up to 6. Pretty unfortunate. They're kind of screwed. With Witchfire here, the potential to just kind of be annoying, like it's kind of like another Iceman, but it's just annoying. It's just annoying. And the thing about Iceman,
but you are giving him an extra card, and we know that in Marvelous Snap, drawing cards is extremely useful because your deck is only 12 cards. So making your opponent draw cards is one of the worst things that you can do. That's why Maximus is a 3 energy card with 7 power, because you make the opponent draw 2 cards. And it is still a cool card, but it is really dangerous playing him because you are giving your opponent 2 cards. And we already have the stuff that we know. This is a Baron Mordo. Baron Mordo had this ability and he sucked very big dig. So we know that this sucks. We know that this shouldn't be released like this. We know this not because we think it, because we know it for a fact, because we already lived it, brother.
You guys tell me if I'm wrong here. Iceman always hits the card that I'm looking at that I don't want to hit.
Of course, it's Worse Alliance.
I'm looking at my hand and I'm like, ooh, nice. Next turn, turn 2, sick. I'm going to play Angela, Iceman, Angela. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. I have 5 cards in my hand. It's always super frustrating. And so with Witchfire, I feel like there's great potential to just mess people up.
So yes, I couldn't see a way where this is useful. Maybe I said maybe a Ronan the Accuser deck, but you don't need all this stuff. You can play Baron Mordo plus Maximus, and there you go. You don't need this one. You know, I don't know, but I don't like this. The other cards, there are scenarios where you play them, but this one, I don't believe this will be released like this.
Up, especially with Sarah decks and Mr. Negative decks and things where
maybe at 1 energy, a 1/3 that does this, maybe, probably. Why not?
People need like Sarah Surfer. They can play 3 cost cards final turn. Excuse me. Or even
Yo, Damian,
things
brother,
like
how you
Zabu.
doing, my dude?
You can mess it up depending on what you draw out to where they're not able to play. They're off by 1.
I don't believe that can happen, Real Raptor, because right now Iceman can do that. Iceman never hits a 6-cost card. So they won't do that with this one. Well, I think so, but because it is a draw effect, maybe it can happen. And in that case, well, in that case, you fuck him over. if you do it in the win condition. But again, how many games is that going to happen?
One. They're up by one. So final turn, if they were playing a Sarah Serper deck without Mr. Negative, they could play a 3, and then have to find something else to play. And so I love little tech. I don't know if this is a tech card, but I love little cards like this that are just annoying. Because if you get somebody on a bad day and you play this card, they bounce. So obviously it's not the type of card that's gonna
exactly. So you do it. You have to remember that Marvel Snap is a game where you aren't focused on just this one game, but in a bunch of games. This is a game with a lot of variants. This is like poker. You are seeing your hands, you play, you snap, you retreat. You are taking into consideration a bunch of games. So yes, there is one game where you hit their win condition and you annoy them and they retreat. But then there will come 10 games in a row where this is fucking useless. So in the long run, you are screwing over yourself with this card. That is how you have to think in Marvel Snap, brother.
To help you out significantly with getting a lot of cubes, but it is a frustrating card that messes things up. You're playing a Patriot deck. Final turn, Patriot Mystique. Nah, man. Sorry. That combo now costs 7, so you can't do it. Super cool. Love stuff like this. Can obviously also be used in a Ronin deck. Final turn, you could play Ronin, or you play Ronin on turn 5, and then you play Baron, Maximus, and that's 5 right there. So you'd have to be like playing a Sarah version or something like that, which I don't even think is possible. So yeah, just kind of thinking through that. Pretty cool card. Not that impactful, but annoying. Like, this is going to be another annoying card that when it pops out, you're like, seriously, I was stoked on the hand that I have, and then you have to play that. Really.
That doesn't play when I have this scene, brother. Let me see if when I go back it plays. And it didn't play. So yes, I put it like it doesn't play when I watching a video, so it doesn't disturb the video, you know. So you wasted 1K tokens. But let me play it for you manually, brother. Let me play it for you manually.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Brother, that clip cracks me up every fucking time, dude.
Really frustrating. And lastly, we have got Night Nurse, a 2/2. Add all cards you discarded or destroyed. So this is cool because not only does it go into the destroyed archetype, it also goes into the discard archetype. So add all cards you discarded or destroyed last turn to your hand. Okay, so let's say that you're playing.
This can be cool. I like this concept of a card. The effect, the ability is fucking cool. But I will tell you something. I believe this character comes from the Daredevil show, right? The Daredevil show from Netflix. That is a fucking cool show. I love that show. One of the best superhero shows that I have ever watched. And I love the Daredevil character. And in there it is fucking cool. And there is the nurse in there that helps Daredevil a lot. And she's cool too. But I'll be honest. In a card game where I have a Spider-Man, where I have fucking Galactus, where I have Green Goblin, why the fuck would I wanna play a fucking nurse, brother? Tell me, please. Why the fuck would I wanna play a fucking nurse? This isn't cool, brother. I can play a nurse in real life. I can go to school and learn to be a nurse, but I can't be fucking a Spider-Man, dude. Why the fuck would I be a nurse, brother?
Bucky Nova. Ooh, my goodness. You got Bucky down, you got Nova down. Okay, so turn 2, you play Bucky. Turn 3, you play Nova Carnage. Turn 4, you play Night Nurse, and who friggin' knows? I don't know, something else. You get those back. Then turn 5, you play Bucky, Deathlock. Turn 6, you play Death, Nova, Killmonger. Wow, potential, y'all, potential.
Yes, this card can enable some crazy combos, and I would like to see this effect in the game. I'm not really good at theory crafting, so I don't know what crazy stuff you could do with this, but I am sure you could do some crazy stuff with this. So I would really like to see this one, brother. But again, a cool effect, and you are playing a nurse, brother.
You also have to empty your hand. Discard, pretty nasty. Oh my gosh, this is gonna make Hella way better. Obviously, there are potentials of discarding this card. There's no potential of destroying this. There are potentials of discarding it, which is why discard has such high RNG, because there's a lot of potential power there. This could bring back Hella. If you discard Hella, you got Night Nurse. You just do it. You just do it.
Exactly.
You throw Night Nurse down.
Now you don't care about discarding Hela. That is one of the greatest weaknesses of the deck. But you still hope you don't discard her, because now you wasted a discard.
Pretty simple. Super cool card. Lots of potential there. It could bring back yeah, so much stuff for you, which is pretty rad. Honestly, oh my goodness! And think about this: if you're playing a death,
you can do it turn 6 because she brings the Hela to your hand, not to the field. So you have to play the nurse on turn 5, so you have the Hela for turn 6.
Venom death deck, and somehow let's say that there's Savage Lands and Central Park, and you play Killmonger, and then you can immediately play death. You play death, and then Venom on, that would probably have to be turn 4. Turn 5, you play Night Nurse. You already have the power of death inside of Venom, but now you have another death to play. Wow, dude. So many cool combos to be made with a lot of these cards. Comment down below how y'all feeling about them.
You can do it early. You have to do it back to back. So you have to discard, for example, if you risk it discarding this turn, let's say with the Swordmaster, and you discard the Hela. Now next turn you play the nurse and you get your Hela back. That is how this works.
What are your favorite ones? Do you think any of them are going to be too busted? Do you think any of them are going to be middle of the road? Rank them if you want to. I don't really care. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the continued support and love. Appreciate you. See you in the next.
The Goblin Queen is the one I like the most because it offers the more control, and I like those type of effects, brother. For sure. But yes, this was a cool video, MOLT. As always, you are showcasing here cool cards. Thank you very much. I like the stuff, and it was a cool exercise. The thing that you said, like say the first thing that comes to your mind, and I believe this was a cool, fun video, and now we know a lot of stuff that is coming for the game.